to the point where when I talk to younger people, I'm talking like early 20s, a lot of them really don't care about things like politics, democracy, which is terrifying because you would think, or at least I would think, that in a country where democracy was something that was almost a blessing, was so highly unlikely that you would think that the people would care very much about it. And a lot of young people really don't.
Well, they've only lived within a democracy.
But also, given the threat that they're under, you would think that it would be almost a sense of pride or something worth protecting, even on a personal level. And so I'm shocked to find that. And so that is something I'm worried about, is not necessarily an actual military invasion with boots on the ground. I wonder if they're going to be able to slowly change the mind of the younger generation of Taiwanese people to the idea that maybe being Chinese isn't such a bad thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, propaganda is going to work on a certain percentage of the population. Mm-hmm. I mean, recently, just a few days ago, the TikTok ban in the U.S. basically became a sure thing. Mm-hmm. We'll see if it lasts or not. Right. And there's a lot of U.S. citizens that went over to the Chinese app, Little Red Book.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And they were quickly found that their super woke takes were not all that welcome on the Little Red Book. Look, the idea that it's going to be one country, two systems, China has already proven that false with Hong Kong. The other issue is that if Taiwan just decides to surrender to China, that there's no invasion, or if for whatever reason they actually do invade and they're successful.
Or it's a vote.
Or if it's a vote, something like that. You have to think about most of Taiwan's wealth comes from semiconductors. There's already sanctions on China with semiconductors. The semiconductor chain of supply, the supply chain, is almost entirely dependent on the USA, Europe, and Japan. The idea that Taiwan's immense wealth will continue to happen and Taiwan will continue to prosper under CCP leadership is completely false. Right now, the Taiwan dollar is one of the strongest currencies in Asia, while the Chinese yuan, has only gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. If China takes control of Taiwan, everything that you worked for, everything you went to school for, all of your family's wealth is going to just evaporate. It's going to be gone, and there's no way to build it back up.